When I was a student looking for a clinical rotation, I remember looking for a rotation that would be able to facilitate and grow that spark that I started to notice in myself. I wanted to find a team that would invest in me as a professional and as a person. And I remember finding out pretty quickly that the process can be a little bit tricky. With a limited number of clinical rotations that were required, how was I supposed to be able to make sure that the one that I was choosing was going to be able to offer what I needed? I didn't know how I was supposed to grow that spark or how to develop my clinical decision-making skills or really even how to find these clinicians that were confident in themselves that they could even help in developing this. As I was going through this though, I remember that this was going to continue to be a focus point for a lot of students that came after me. How does someone get information about these clinical rotations that are so monumental in the development of your career? Is there a process that can help ignite that spark and help grow what we're all in search of? Autonomy, your clinical independence, and your confidence. The team at UAMS, they understand that craving. We're a group of professionals that shares that same spark as you. We're a group of people that continues to grow by making sure that the education is maintained in the heartbeat and DNA of our day-to-day lives. We want to help you grow your autonomy, your clinical independence, and your confidence by providing a systematic approach for you. We'll offer you an experience in your professional journey that we felt was non-existent. That having a similar structure and organization when you enter your clinical journey will enable you to grow into the professional that you know you're meant to be. And you can be confident when you get to UAMS, we have a plan to grow alongside you. We'll start your journey by laying out the foundation for clinical independence and confidence. Because in the first several weeks, we take you through a region-specific type of curriculum. This time consists of literature reviews and differential diagnosis write-ups, intervention selections, and dosage, as well as starting to grow your clinical caseload. We will go over current evidence for regions such as the shoulder, the cervical spine, the elbow, the knee, and other regions as we progress the initial few weeks. These first few weeks are critical. This helps lay the foundation for your confidence in the clinic and with treating these regions. And although it may seem like a lot, you can trust that the dots you've been trying to connect from the classroom to the clinic will finally start to connect. And when that happens, it's special. Your clinical journey will then move to putting focus on and shaping your autonomy as a professional. We're gonna grow this by moving more towards a goal method of clinical mentorship. There's so much to learn while you're here, and we wanna help align your passions with the resources that UAMS has to offer. Whether it be observing surgery with our specialist surgeons and seeing how the whole process is connected to sports coverage with our team and the sports medical physicians, to maybe finally getting a grasp on learning the ins and outs of insurances and billing, to radiology rounds where we all sit down as a sports medical team and we review medical imaging and the management of these sports injuries. You know, we'll use this time to identify your passions and your desires and your strengths. And what we want to do is connect them to our resources for you to complete while you're continuing to grow your clinical caseload and your experience. Your clinical journey in developing your autonomy, your independence and confidence will now be structured as we shift to focus on one singular project. This time will be spent primarily on mentorship. You know, this one-on-one mentorship to help develop and talk through you presenting your project to the entire team. This project will require you to take all of the skills that you've learned and be able to focus them on one singular task at hand. From the foundational knowledge laid out in the initial weeks to the setting of goals and accomplishing them, this project will require you to think, require you to see the big picture, and then require you to act. And this is the place where your spark will become a fire. A place where you have the opportunity to see how vast and how much potential is awaiting you in this medical field. And then for you to take a hold of it through mentorship with your clinical instructor and your teammates here at UAMS. We want you to be autonomous. We want you to be an independent clinician, and we want you to be confident in yourself and what you can become. And we're gonna help you get there.